Hey, boys and girls. So today we're going to continue our unit on multiplication. Last time we looked at multiplying by 11s. So we're getting into the double digit numbers. And today we're going to take a look at multiplying by 12s. So if we wanted to do 12 times 2, many of you guys probably already know this one by heart. It's just 12 doubled. So you could do it thinking about 12 plus 12 is 24. But I wanted to use base 10 blocks to make an array also, because these arrays are going to become very important the further we go with multiplication. So that's 12 in an array form. It's a 1 by 12. And then here's a 2 by 12. If I take a 10 and then two more ones, that's 12 also. So if you take a look, if we are counting our rows and columns, what we have is have two rows. It's a 2 by, and then we have a 10 here, because this long is worth 10. 10 going this way, and then a 2 also. So the whole top number is the 12, but it's decomposed into a 10 and a 2, and then the left side is 2. So 2 times the 12 is, well, let's count. 10, 20 plus the 4 equals 24. Let's continue. I'm going to skip times 3. We're going to go to times 4 and times 5. So we're going to do this. We could use it, do base 10 blocks once again for 4 times 12. Oops, these are not on cloner. So let me do this real quick. Okay, so here's my Tweezy 12 by himself. And the top row right now, it's 10 and 2. That represents a 10 and then a 2. But we're going to do it 4 times. So I'm going to just clone this a couple times here. Clone. So there's 2 times. And if I double that once more, we'll get to our 4th one. So we have 12 going down, and each row has 12. Or why am I writing that? Started to write the wrong number. All right, it's a 4. There's 4 rows. So 4 rows of 12. If we wanted to draw a picture of this, it would look like this. Same thing. Let's say, I don't know about you, but if I had to solve a multiplication problem, I don't really carry base 10 blocks on me too often, and I don't always have access to a computer. So I could draw it though and then count 10, 20, 30, 40, 2, 4, 6, 8. So the answer to 4 times 12 equals 48. Then, what about 5 times 12? Well, let's take a look. I'm going to clone all this. This is 4 times 12. And then we would just need one more 12 for 5 times 12. So far we have 4 times 12 is 48. And then if you added another 12 to that, obviously it would be 60. But I just wanted to show you why. So there's 5, there's a 10, because this is 10, and then this is 2. So the top is 12. So 5 times 12 equals 60. Now I know we haven't done every single one, like we didn't do the times 3, but that's an even number. That's an even number. That's an even number. You'll see that there's a pattern. All of our times 12s end up being an even number. So now we're going to get into the double digit. You should know the tens trick. 12 times 10. Basically, you're shifting the 1 and the 2 from the tens and the ones place over into the tens and the hundreds and just putting a 0 there. So anything times 10, that's the first thing I think of. But I do want to represent it with an array, because something pretty cool happens after you get to when both of them are double digits. So I'm going to clone the 5 times 12, but then I'm going to do it again because we need 10 times 12. So if I clone this, now we're talking this ends up being 10 rows. And then we, of course, have our 10 and then our 2 on top, right? So it's 10 times 12. Now remember, once you get to 10 of these longs, of these 10 pieces, they link together and they can actually be exchanged for one of those green pieces. So I'm not going to waste our time and try to actually link them together because we did that last time. I'm just going to delete that and I'm just going to slide one of these over here. And then another thing is, as soon as you get a column of 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, each one of these, I can't get it. I'm trying to get it without getting the other column. So I'm going to exchange one of these for a 10 as well. And I'm going to kind of rotato that over here because they can be exchanged. You want to use the least amount of base 10 pieces as possible. So now we have 10 times 12. And if we counter this, we know 10 times 10 is 100. And then 10 times 2 is 20. So 10, 20. So now we have 120, which we already knew. 120. If I wanted to draw a picture of what this looked like, if I wanted to set this up, I would do I don't want to make it that long, a 10 by 10 box, and then 2 longs going this way by 10. Okay. Then we have 11 by 12. So now we're going to need to go 12 here. Oops. I'm sorry. This would be the 10 by 12. Drag that here. Now we have a 10. So far, this is 10 by 12. Here's the 10. Here's the 12. So it's the same thing we did up here, but this isn't just a 10. It's an 11 by 12. So now, as we keep moving down, now we're going to put our 11th 12. So that makes this side have 11, a 10 and a 1 by a 10 and a 2. So 11 times 12 would be the total of our array. So 110, 120, plus this 10, 130, 31, 32. So our answer is 132. Moving forward, the last one we'll do is 12 times 12. So I'm just going to clone my 11 by 12, knowing that we have 12 along the top. And now we also need to have 12 here. So I'm going to clone that bottom one. That was our 11th one. Now we have our 12th row. Now, if we kept moving forward, like if we got to 20 by 12, there would be a 10 and a 10, and this would all get exchanged for a green one. And that's how we can multiply by 12. So the answer would be the product of all these, and then this, find the product of like 10 times 10, product of 10 times 2, 2 times 10, and then 2 times 2, and then you find the sum of them all. So we have 100, 20, 40, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. So 12 times 12 is 144. And there is another way that if we didn't have this with the base 10 blocks, when I'm setting up double digit multiplication, what I do is I make a rectangle, and then I'll have a 10 here and a 2 here for the 12. And I'll draw a line like this. And then I'll have for the other 12 a 10 and a 2. So if you notice, the numbers correlate to the model that we made. And then you go like this. And instead of drawing the base 10 blocks, what you'll do is you just do the 10 times 10 is 100. 10 times 2 is 20. So I'll make 20 here. Sorry, my dogs are attacking me right now. 10 times 2 again, because this 10 and this 2 go in this section. And then we have 2 times 2 is 4. And 144. So this is the area model that you guys will be learning a little bit later. But it's basically the exact same thing as these base 10 blocks, building the model with the base 10 blocks. So once again, if you have any questions about how to multiply by 12, if you're wondering how something is done, you can always come back here. One thing is important to notice: every single one of these products are even when you're multiplying by 12. And you can make them with base 10 blocks, or you can draw a picture of them with base 10 blocks. When you get down to 10 rows, it exchanges in for a hundreds block when there's a 10 by a 10. Hopefully this is helpful, and good luck.